Hello again, and welcome back. To what? What's in a name? What's in a name? So this channel, for Christ knows, last two and a half years, has been known as Scott Wandas World. For people that haven't followed this channel's inception and mad meandering rubbish that's come along the way, started off in May 2019 as Wanda Beer Wonder, largely to take the mick out of Wanda. And in fact, she didn't like beer. Never sat very well with Wanda that her name was in the channel. So obviously, just to begin with, it was just her name. I don't think I actually mentioned my name for Christ knows how long. Because I don't know why. I was not. I was going to say I wasn't very good at YouTube back then. I'm still not very good now, but I've got at least an understanding of how it works. In 2020, I think it was, Wanda finally decided that she didn't want her name in the channel name anymore. So because it was a bit largely a beer reviewing channel, so we changed it to her name off of it and changed it to Beer Wonder, which I actually quite liked, in all honesty. And that trundled quite nicely along. And then she was badgering me that she wanted that we should do more than just beer reviews and do other bits and pieces, along with the Blue Van Man and Chris the Butcher. They were pressuring me to change the channel. Not pressuring me, but guiding me to change the channel as well. And so eventually we changed it to Scott Wandas World. And I think that was probably 2021, around Christmas time, January time. And it's been Scott Wandas World ever since. Thank you to everybody that's ever sort of contributed to the channel, whether you subscribed, unsubscribed, thumbs up, thumbs down, all that sort of rubbish that comes along with a YouTube channel. Over the last, it could be a year, probably 18, let's say 18 months, Wanda's, how do we put it? Her interaction on the channel has largely died away for a myriad of reasons. I'm not going to go into the reasons here because they've been well documented elsewhere. She's not a massive fan of YouTube and the place it's become, sadly. So it's largely become sort of my channel with Wanda here and there. And she's again quite rightly said that with outside influences, nothing to do with YouTube itself, but outside influences, she's no longer comfortable having her name on the channel. So it's brought a discussion that I didn't particularly want to have, but it is one that's worth having. And that's the name of the channel. And I put a community post up about probably 3-4 weeks ago now, saying that I was looking at rebranding the channel in some way, shape or form, and there were some nice suggestions on there. Community posts never get a huge amount of interaction I don't know why. It's a bizarre thing. I don't know how the community posts actually work. So I thought I'd make a little video and sit here and ask for your input into the name of the channel going forward. I think it's going to change. I think that's a given now. I've come up with some I think very inventive names. I'm going to give you some of my suggestions. Wanda's still got an input in the channel. She's still going to be here and there. She still wants to do her scary Sunday things, the weird Sundays. So hopefully we'll have her involved a little bit as well. I don't know if I want my name in the channel or we just go something completely off the wall. I'm going to give you some of the suggestions I've come up with. And we'll go from there. And there's also a couple of caveats as well. But what I want actually is some input from you guys. What do you think the channel should be called going forward? I'll give you some of them. I've actually done some art and some graphics for some of the channel names. Wanda's not keen on a great deal of them, so they haven't actually gone anywhere. They're all in gestation sort of stages. But I'm interested in what you guys think. But here's what I've come up with. And also what you've got to take into account is when you name a YouTube channel, you have to go with something that somebody hasn't already got. So something like Beer Wonder, Wanda Beer Wonder, Scott Wandas World, those are things that are unique to us. And I want it to be fairly unique. And these are some of the ones I've got written on a bit of paper if you've wondered what the fuck I'm looking at. So you have to go with something unique and something that somebody hasn't already got, otherwise it just confuses the YouTube engine. And we all know how important the YouTube engine is. So I've come up with Scott versus the World. That doesn't. Well, somebody else came up with Scott versus the World, but we can't use that because there's about 4 or 5 different channels with that. Scott's gone rogue for many different reasons. You've got the Outcast reviews. Obviously, I've become the beer outcast. Nobody wants to fucking acknowledge me. Don't really care. But the Outcast reviews. But I think there's someone else called the Outcast reviews. And the other one, some of these other ones, I've actually done some channel art too, so I could show you some of the stuff. I don't know if I want beer in the title either. I don't just want to be constrained to doing beer reviews. I know it's a large portion of the channel, but I want it to be as open as Scott Wandas World is. Scott's World doesn't work because there's about 4 or 5 other ones. So, which is why I'm coming to you guys. But beers, bites, and bants. Hugo's World. Yeah, beers, bites, and bants. I did some artwork for that. I did beers, bites, and sights. So you've got beer, we've got food, and we've got out and about. But I don't know, and Wanda doesn't know if we don't know if we want beer in the title. What's Scott up to? Could be anything, absolutely anything. Got What's Up, Scott? Slight play on WhatsApp. That could be quite good. And the one I really like, but Wanda is absolutely dead against. Scott Knows Best, which just perfect. Wanda's come out now. That Wanda doesn't like that because it says it's pointing me in a really arrogant. But it's actually sarcasm. It's based on the old Hogan Knows Best TV series. Now, if anybody knows Hulk Hogan, they know he clearly doesn't. So I quite like Scott Knows Best. And you've got Scott's Pointless Reviews, although I think the artwork says channel. I quite like that as well. Mr. P's Pointless Reviews. Anything. Wanda could think of a few choice channel names, apparently. So, but yeah, what do you think? What can you come up with? I want something that's catchy. I want something that's not necessarily Scott's Adventures. I don't think that's going to work. I want something that's catchy. I don't want something. Yeah, I've got What's Up, Scott. I don't want something that's necessarily pinned into beer. I want something that's I've got to cover everything. Yeah. And well, travels with Scott doesn't mean anything because I could be sat in the shed a lot. That's why Wanda doesn't name channels. But yeah, what do you think? What's your ideas for our new channel name? Really interested to see what your thoughts are. Huh? She doesn't want to be involved, but anyway, yeah. So put your comments in the comments box. Really interested to see how creative we can get with this because I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys can come up with. I quite like Scott Knows Best, but let's see what you guys think. What do you think this channel should be called? Leave your comments in the comments box. Thank you ever so much. I think we're at 4,100 and something. Blows my mind even today. So thank you to everybody that's ever joined in. Thumbs up, thumbs down, shared or anything like that. Really appreciate it. Let's see what you guys can come up with. And me and Wanda, see you very soon.